sure to check out Agelessgeeks for your figures and collectibles. This video and YouTube channel is rated PG-13, so that means this channel is not for anyone under the age of 13. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil18 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Tamashii Nation's SH Figuarts The Mandalorian, the child, aka Baby Yoda. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at this baby-sized box here for Baby Yoda. So as you can see here, he does come in basic style packaging for the Figuarts Star Wars line. It's just much more smaller compared to a regular figures box here. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box on the window in gold to say Star Wars, The Mandalorian, the child, SH Figuarts. And then on the bottom says the child, Tamashii Nations, and Bandai. And then here's the bottom of the box with the barcode and blah blah blah, so nobody cares about. Then here's the top of the box, the one side with the Tamashii Nations quality sticker, the other side with an image of little Baby Yoda there, and then the back does have a couple poses you can get the figure into, along with a few of his accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure able to take a closer look at this character who broke the internet back when we first saw him, which made me go watch The Mandalorian. So I'm like, a Baby Yoda, what the heck? I gotta check this series out. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look at the child here, and Tamashii Nations did a decent job with the figure, man. It's pretty damn cool, actually, but there is some things I'm not a fan of, and a lot of things about this figure can be very frustrating. One thing I don't like, which I pretty much noticed right off the bat, is the pieces around his wrists, which are supposed to be part of his robe. Same with the piece around his neck. They are all separate pieces. I would have preferred them to be connected to the clothing, because then it just looks weird having that weird gap there, and it looks like he's just wearing bracelets or something. I understand he's a very tiny figure, and it doesn't look too bad once you can have it sit a certain way, but a lot of times it looks like separate pieces, you know what I mean? The neck piece, it works fine, because the neck piece hides where the gap is between the clothing and his head or neck there, but it doesn't really work too well around the wrists. One thing I do like is they made his clothing or his robe actual cloth clothing, so that is definitely cool, so you can get some more articulation out of the figure, I guess. And it looks fine. I mean, it's just a single piece of fabric there. There is a big issue some people do have with the figure. I'll have a picture pop up, but underneath he has like this big round piece around his waist, and a lot of people aren't too happy about that. But I mean, you're not going to have the figure posed naked, you know what I mean? So I don't know why people are really that upset about it, because you're going to have him posed like this the whole time. They did that so the robe hangs the way it looks in the show, which I understand why they did that, but his body is very odd looking, so I know a lot of people aren't too happy about that there. But like I said, man, you're going to have him with the robe on the whole time, so it's really not that big of a deal. The head sculpts, I think, look great. All three of them, they did a fantastic job with all of them, man. The eyes look great. The mouth looks fine, like the way the ears look. We get a little bit of shading in certain spots around the ears, the cheeks, in between the eyes on the forehead. We get the sculpted wrinkles on the forehead and everything. Some people say his green is a little too bright, I believe. It's not too bad, though. And then you can see his hands there, which look fine. His fingernails are painted on there and everything. Same with the feet. Feet look fine with the toenails painted on there and everything. So with what you see of the figure, I think Tamashii Nations did a pretty good job with it, man. And pretty satisfied with how it turned out. Let me show you a quick comparison with the Black Series, the child, and the SH Figuarts one. Alright, so real quickly, here's a side-by-side comparison of the Black Series Baby Yoda, the child, and the SH Figuarts one, and they both look great. This one might be more accurate in scaling, because I think if they made theirs any smaller, it'd be harder to add articulation, maybe, but I think they both look great. This one, of course, is like triple the price compared to this one. This one's only like 10 bucks, while this one's like almost 50 bucks, but you do get a lot more stuff with this one compared to this one. You just get like 3 little accessories with this one here. And I definitely do like the head sculpt much better on the SH Figuarts one. But they're both cool figures, man. If you're just the child or Baby Yoda fan, I'd say get both of them, because they're both cool little figures to have in your Mandalorian collection. So there's a quick side-by-side comparison. Let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, this Baby Yoda is included with some really cool stuff. And me personally, I especially like the pod there, but what we do get 3 interchangeable head sculpts. And starting on the left there, we do get the basic face with the ears up, and that is the one that does come on the figure out of the packaging, and they did an awesome job with that head sculpt. They did on all 3 of them, actually. Then in the middle, we get the eyes kind of squinted a little bit with the ears down, and once again, fantastic job with that head sculpt. And then all the way on the right, we do get the closed eyes, either sleeping or trying to use the Force head sculpt. And his ears aren't up or down, they're just out to the sides, which is pretty cool. So every face does have its own facial expression and ears expression as well, which is awesome. I love every face they included with this Baby Yoda figure, and they are pretty simple to swap out. I will show you how to do that right now quickly. And swapping the heads is pretty easy. What I do is I pull up on the ears, because if you try to pull from the body, you're going to split the body apart instead of the head there. So hold on the collar piece and just pull up, and the head will pop right off. Then take whichever head sculpt you would like to put on the figure, and then just push down, and it should pop, pop right in there. And then there you go, as simple as that. I think this one's my favorite head sculpt. That's just one of his best expressions there. So we do get the 3 interchangeable head sculpts, and then we also get an extra pair of arms. We do get the bowl of soup. We do get his pod with a stand, and then we do get a blanket as well. So we do get the bowl of soup here. It's just something that's an all brown plastic. It looks a little glossy inside, so it looks like there's soup in there. It does have a peg hole on each side, because the extra pair of arms here are meant for him to hold on to the bowl of soup there. The left one on mine's simple to swap out. The right one is such a pain to swap out, man. And these tiny fingernails stab the hell out of your fingers, so be careful when swapping that. And I'll show you what that looks like in a picture, which it should have popped up already. So we do get that stuff. Then we do get the pod, the blanket, and the stand. So we do have the stand here. It comes in 2 pieces, the base and the arm here, and all you do is just peg it in, and then you just peg the pod on the top there. We do get a blanket, which is just a brown piece of cloth. This looks fine, so glad that they included that. It does fray, so be careful of that. And then we do get the pod here, and the pod does come like this out of the packaging. We do have the cover, so you can cover the entire thing, so it looks like the floating egg. And as you see, it pops on and off really easily, but they did a pretty damn good job with the pod here. Some nice paintwork on the gray on the inside there. We even get some yellow painted in there also. Looks pretty cool, man. Even the orange is painted pretty clean. And it looks like they added a very subtle wash just in certain parts on the pod to give it a dirty look. And I like the way that turned out, so appreciate them doing that. And the way you get that on, as I mentioned before, you just peg it right on. And then there you go, as simple as that. And I'll show you what Baby Yoda looks like in the pod, which is how I'm going to have him displayed. And I will also show you how to swap the arms and have him hold on to the bowl of soup. Alright, and the way you swap the arms here, it's a bit of a pain in the arse to do. So you just pull to take the arm off, right? And then you got to take the wrist piece, take that off the arm, put it on the new arm. And then you got to find where the hole is. There we go. And then do the same thing with the other arm. This is the arm that gives me problems, that stabs the hell out of my fingers. Let's see if I can get it properly. Don't stab me, Baby Yoda, please. Uh-oh, something popped apart. What popped apart? I guess nothing, maybe. In this right arm, I can't move the right arm on mine without it popping off all the time. I don't know why it does that. Now I can't find where the shoulder's at. I think I kind of got it. And then the pegs are shaped a specific way, so make sure you put the right side of the ball into the proper hand there. I'm telling you guys to make sure you do it right. Meanwhile, I'm doing it wrong. Alright, there's one side. And I can't get mine to fully peg in there, so you might see like So you might see the pegs still on the hand. And see what I mean? My right arm doesn't want to move. Yeah. Oh my god, that sucked doing that. But there you go. You get the idea of on how to swap the arms and put the bowl in there. Like I said, it is a bit of a struggle to do it, but it can be done. Now let me show you what he looks like in the pod, because that's the best part about this figure. Alright, so the way you get him in the pod is pretty simple. What I do is I just wrap him in the blanket there. You can do it however you would like to, and then I fold it. And then you could either have him sitting up, so move the torso joint forward. Whoops, I did it again. And I would move his, if you want him sitting up, move his legs forward and his torso joint, so you could have him sitting up like that. So you could do, something like that. Or if you want him laying down and sleeping, you do the same type of thing. Just put the sleeping head on him and then just push him in there. And then there you go, you have little baby Yoda taking a little baby Yoda nap there. And that looks dope though. I really love that they included the pod with Baby Yoda. So we do get that awesome stuff. But anyway, that is all the accessories included with this Baby Yoda, or the child. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of the child, to the very top of his head, it looks like he's a bit over 1.25 inches tall. And then here he is compared to a bunch of other Baby Yodas. So we do have the Black Series Baby Yoda, then we do have 2 custom Baby Yodas here. And he seems to be in between the height of the custom ones and the Black Series one. And like I said, I think Black Series got the scaling the best for the child. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Beskar Armor Mandalorian, the Black Series Mandalorian, the Black Series Cartoon, and the Black Series IG-11. And I think he scales fine with these other figures here. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts R2-D2 and Yoda, and then we have the Mafex 2-pack, BB-8, and C-3PO. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for Baby Yoda's articulation. For this being such a tiny figure, he actually does have some pretty good movement. So we do have a ball peg at the neck here. And you could get Baby Yoda to look up about that much, which is pretty good. And this is good because he's so tiny, he's always looking up at people. Going forward, though, doesn't really look down too much. You do get a little bit, well, actually some pretty good neck pivot there, actually. And then, of course, it does swivel. We do have a torso joint here. So with that joint, you can get him to crunch forward pretty good, actually. And then leans back really good. So good for when he's looking up at Mando poses. And then you do get pivot at that joint, and then of course it does swivel as well. Then we do have ball joints for the arms here, and they don't move around a whole bunch, as you can see, so that's all the movement you're going to get out of them. And then for the legs here, we have a hinge and then pretty much a swivel. I don't know if the joint that connects into the foot can give you pivot or something, but the only movement I'm getting is swivel and then the forward and back with the hinge right there. So for this being a figure around 1 inch tall, I think it has some pretty good articulation, and you're not going to be able to get him in a whole bunch of poses, but you can get him in some decent poses. And I'm about to show you some of those poses right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the SH Figuarts, the child. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure with detail, I'd probably have to give it an 8. Articulation, I'd give it a 6.5. Accessories, I'd give it an 8.5. And then the overall quality, I would have to give a 7.5. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did have mine imported from Japan from Ami, but Agelessgeeks should be getting this in any week now, so you can check out their website, agelessgeeks.com, and when you check out, use code name Daredevil, and you will get yourself a bit of a discount if you can't find something on their website. I do highly recommend going through their Instagram or their Facebook page. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh, I like it, shouldn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. It's a little baby Yoda. The Hasbro Black Series Mandalorian. That, blah, that they especially included the pod there. But what we do get 3, and I only have 2 of them there, damn it.